Hey everyone, it's Jess, your host for Mondays on the Beaver Bunch, and this week we're talking about exes, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, the whole X factor. And I wanted to start off, I think it's important that we talk about this because we're all going to deal with it at some point in our lives, or we've already dealt with it, and maybe we just need a little, I don't know, advice on what to do, or we need someone to be like, hey, it's normal to feel this way. So that's what my video is going to be about today. The first question that we have for today is from a 19-year-old boy, and his boyfriend's a little bit older than him, and so this guy wrote in and he was pretty much just saying that he's jealous sometimes that his boyfriend has more experience in relationships and that his boyfriend has a lot of pictures of him and his ex-boyfriend. This is what I have to say about this. First of all, two things. Does the boyfriend have, does he hoard a bunch of pictures of him and his ex-boyfriend and, plant them all over the house, on the refrigerator, in your bedroom? Awkward. Or does he take those pictures and keep them inside of like a shoebox, yay big, and I don't know, shove them up in like the far corner of the closet? Because those are two totally different ways to handle your past. I think that if he's shoving them in your face and talking about his ex-boyfriends a lot, might signify that he's maybe living in the past a little bit more than he needs to, which I don't think is healthy, and I think that's something that you both need to communicate about. I mean, I've said this over and over again, and I think that you guys know, if you're not comfortable in a situation, especially in a situation with your partner, you have to talk about it. If you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you shouldn't be in the relationship, okay? First and absolutely foremost, you need to communicate. The second one, if he's putting all the pictures in a shoebox and he's just holding on to them, that's normal. That's totally normal. But it's also normal if they have like a couple pictures up. And the reason I say that is, for me, I'm not a big fan of pictures. I have a stack about that big of pictures from high school all the way till now, so at least the past decade, and that's the stack of pictures that I have. I'm not a big picture fan. I like music, I like songs, and there are definitely a few songs that I can click play on. I can stick them on my playlist, and I'll hear them occasionally, and all of a sudden there's like this feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I'm completely transformed to this time, this period in my life, San Francisco 6 years ago, Dolores Park or Baker's Beach or whatever, and I'm automatically just taken back to these moments in my life where it just feels good. It feels good to be back in that part of my life for a second. And it's not necessarily who I was dating. It's not any of that. It just feels good to remember. And so if this boyfriend is just holding on to these particular pictures, not because of the person that's in the picture with him, but just because of that moment in time, that frozen 5x7 moment in time, or 3x5, that's okay. That's normal. And that's fine. So you have to figure out how he's presenting those mementos to you. Always keep in mind that whatever is going on in the present moment should always trump whatever happened in the past. So you have to be the one to figure that out. The next question is from a 19-year-old female, and she was wondering, how do you get over an ex? How do you get through a breakup? She and her girlfriend were together for about 3 years, and they recently broke up, and she's at this point in her life where she doesn't know what to do with her future. And let me first say this to this girl that wrote in. Everything that you're feeling is absolutely normal. I've been there at the exact same age that you are at, and I have several friends who have gone through the exact same thing. The main thing that you were asking is, should you be friends with your ex-girlfriend? And there are so, I mean, that answer is very relative to each person and each circumstance that, you know, that people are going through. For me personally, I would say that most of my relationships, it was not a good idea to remain friends after the fact. But I can also say that I was not in love with most of my ex-girlfriends. I didn't have that love feeling for them. But I do have one ex-girlfriend that I have remained friends with, and she will be a friend to me for the rest of my life. And she's friends with Mary, and it's really great to see my ex-girlfriend and Mary interact, because Mary sort of sees why this person is still in my life, and this person sees why Mary is my girlfriend. So it was really vital for me, for the two of them to be able to get along. Keep in mind that the situation that I experienced with my most recent ex-girlfriend is ideal, but it doesn't necessarily always work out that way. And I think that what's most important about this particular situation is you were with your ex-girlfriend for 3 years. That's a really long time to be sharing your life with somebody else. So it's absolutely normal and natural for you to feel like you want to be friends with that person, but make sure you don't want to be friends with them because you want to hold on to some sort of a past. Make sure you want them in your life because they personally benefit you and you benefit them, and you're supposed to be friends. Okay? I just really want to stress that, because after, you know, post breakup of a relationship that lasted 3 or more years, you need to focus on yourself. And my advice, my opinion is, find something that you can really invest your time in, that's going to make, I don't know, that's just going to help you get through the breakup and sort of give you some sort of optimism about the future and about yourself. Get to know yourself as best as you possibly can. And I don't necessarily want to say forget about your ex, but make sure that your ex is not put before you and your current situation. So with that, I hope you guys have a really fantastic week, and I will most definitely see you guys next Monday somewhere. I always forget. I'm not wearing any pants. Bye, guys.